Rain, rain, come this way and help wash this drought away. Tonight on KRIS 6 News, neighbors' prayers are answered as the coastal bend is baptized by Mother Nature. So, how much rain should you expect in your neighborhood? Meteorologist Stephanie Lauber standing by with answers. Plus, could this rain trigger the F word? You know what we're talking about. Flash flooding and severe weather. They're a possibility in your neighborhood. Senior neighborhood news reporter Suzanne Stevens will tell us how to avoid getting flushed away. KRIS 6 News at 5 starts now. Well, we thank you for joining us, and as you can see on your screen, it's overcast and rainy across the city. We have you covered as much needed moisture falls across the coastal bend. Our photographer Mike Salazar out at the marina right now capturing this video of the rain in real time. Let's take a look from another angle on our sky cams. There you go. The SPID traffic looks pretty good there. We don't see a lot of rainfall, though. Let's take a look at 4 of our sky cams from around the coastal bend. It almost doesn't seem real, but after months of dry conditions and fire damage, we'll take it, right? And while the rain pours, you, the viewers, have given us some great video on our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers page. Here's a look at a home in San Diego, submitted by Felix Guajardo. Look at the water falling from the gutter there. Another view, this time in downtown Skidmore. Ron Burgess took this from his front porch. Rain coming down there. It's a great sight. And how about one from Dwayne Korasanek in Aransas County? Talk about a downpour. We thank you, the viewers, who submitted your videos to our page. So, Stephanie, rain is what we've all been waiting for. Rain is what we've all been praying for. It's finally here. What's it looking like for the rest of tonight and tomorrow?
Andy, that's the million-dollar question, but we are just getting started. The rain has already come down in buckets for a lot of neighbors, and right. Our weather watchers have been on it, showing us their view from across our neighborhoods. But, you know, it's hard to think of another time when we've had rain like this. So let's talk about what's going on right now, and then we're going to play a game and see if you can guess the last time we've had as much rain as we are expecting here. So a lot to dive into in the forecast. I'll get to it. All right. So we'll take another view on what is happening right now to show you what's the current prognosis with our radar. Have the wide view for yourself. We are taking a look on our wide screen here of what's going on. A huge swath of rain that has now traversed from the Gulf all the way out to Laredo. That's that huge band of predominantly yellow that you see there. So if we take a closer look at what is going on what we like to call Max 1 here, that's how we can show you what is going on. But zooming in closer, our friends in B County have probably had the heaviest of the rainfall. That's the first of one of our flood warnings. You see there in that brighter shade of green in southern B County, the Aransas River near Skidmore, going to see some flooding as we head through tomorrow with more rain anticipated. The Nueces River here near Tilden, and of course, the San Fernando River in Jim Wells County, seeing some of that flooding. And we have more rain on the way, y'all. A flood watch shown here in that darker shade of green in effect until noon on Friday. So not tomorrow, noon on Friday. And if we take a look at the last time we've had these rainfall totals, it's been since 2021 that we've had a good drink of water. We'll dive more into this coming up in your full forecast. Okay. All right, Steph, we'll look forward to more from you a little bit later in this newscast. By the way, you can join our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers to share your videos or pictures of the rain. Just scan the QR code on the screen, or head on over to our Facebook page and look up Coastal Bend Weather Watchers. And of course, we're all grateful for the rain, but neighbors are still preparing for the negatives of weather, which is flooding. The Las Colinas area right next to La Boya Creek, no longer flooding. The last time the creek flowed, actually it's no stranger to flooding, the last time the creek overflowed was in 2021. Neighborhood news reporter Suzanne Stevens spoke with neighbors who remember what that looked like.
The house in the corner had 4 feet of water in it. We had about 2 feet over here.
So to help prevent flooding, the city has started work on a retention pond on Horn Road, but with the heavy rain on the way, state officials are reminding drivers to take it slow and stay safe. So you want to be sure to keep it right here on KRISTV.com for all of our flooding updates. We'll be tracking any flooding danger in your neighborhood. Just scan the QR code on your screen and it'll take you to our flood blog. In other local news today, we have an update on a string of burglaries and a sexual assault at the Caspian Apartments in the Weber and Holly area. We first reported on these crimes in February. Then last week, police released this video of a man who tried to break into a unit at the Caspian. Police say DNA evidence collected from that attempted break-in has tied this man to the February burglaries and sexual assault. Investigators still haven't identified this subject. You are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 888-TIPS if you have any information. So the man accused of killing 23 people in a racist attack at an El Paso Walmart in 2019 has been offered a plea deal. According to the prosecutor, James Montoya, 26-year-old Patrick Crusius will receive life in prison with no possibility of parole. Crusius was already sentenced to 90 consecutive life sentences at the federal level after pleading guilty in 2023 to hate crime charges. Governor Greg Abbott spoke on the decision yesterday.
I think the guy does deserve the death penalty, to be honest. A heinous shooting like that is what capital punishment is for.
Montoya says his decision was driven by victims' families who wanted the case closed. Otherwise, it may not have gone to trial for several more years. The identity of the victim in the 11th Street house fire last November has now been released. 71-year-old Beatriz Rodriguez was a social worker who spent close to 40 years serving the community, assisting neighbors with mental health and addiction counseling. Neighborhood News reporter Tyrese Boone spoke with family and friends about the 4-month wait to get her remains identified. They've been returned, and now the family can finally commemorate her life.
I am at peace because I know that now her family is at peace also, and all of us too.
The family will hold a memorial service on May 2nd at St. Teresa's Catholic Church. Well, serious allegations have rocked the Corpus Christi Auditor's Office. City workers accused Auditor George Holland of creating a toxic work environment with complaints about workplace ethics to sexual misconduct. After an investigation from the city's Human Resources Department, attorneys recommended Holland be fired. However, City Council chose to take no action.
We looked at it. We had a lot of discussion about it. We chose not to move forward. And my thoughts was more of a hit job than real investigation.
This was a witch hunt, that it was not designed or even appropriately conducted, and it was not factually correct.
Tonight at 6, Neighborhood News reporter Alexis Scott digs into the allegations. Well, a powerful memorial has arrived in Corpus Christi, bringing the memories of Vietnam veterans to Veterans Memorial High School. The Wall That Heals is a traveling replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It was put together by volunteers at Vets High School. Today, the wall's a 3/4 scale replica of the original memorial in the nation's capital, honoring more than 58,000 service members from the Vietnam War.
This wall, as you can see behind me, is 374 feet long, so we had to take up the whole soccer field. There's 58,281 Vietnam veterans, men and women, who died in service, made the ultimate sacrifice, that are on this wall.
The wall will have an official opening ceremony at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, Thursday, March 27th, at Veterans Memorial High School.
Tourism is a powerhouse in the Coastal Bend. That's why Del Mar College is stepping in to help. I'm Michaela Chavez, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. I'll tell you why there's a growing need for hospitality jobs right now and how it could impact you.
Corpus Christi Police Department getting a new substation. A groundbreaking ceremony held today to mark the start of the construction. Of course, it had to be moved indoors because of the rain. The facility was approved by voters as part of Bond 2022 and 2024. The substation allows neighbors and law enforcement to remain connected with one another.
It's going to be much more communal, much more interactive with this community. It's going to get them a better place to see their police officers, to come in if they need, and our officers to work out of as a better public safety building.
Construction on the West Guth substation expected to be completed by July of 2026. Construction of a $40 million project is underway at Toloso Midway ISD. A groundbreaking held today at the school. The project, funded by a 2023 bond, will build a brand new career and technical education center for students to expand their skills. The current facility hasn't been upgraded since 1984.
TM Community has said is we'll pay higher taxes for a state-of-the-art, cutting-edge facility where we can have skills such as welding, instrumentation, process technology, robotics, gaming.
So this project will also use $8.3 million to upgrade the school's swimming center.
Summer is drawing near, and that means more tourists coming to the Coastal Bend. I'm Michaela Chavez, your neighborhood news reporter on the South Side. I'll show you how Del Mar College is aiming to help the hospitality industry keep up. Jennifer Gonzalez started as Del Mar's Director of Career Development in 2019, and she brought an idea along with her.
I brought the initiative to my team to have career fairs and college expos.
She wanted to give students and graduates a way to explore their potential careers.
Our career fairs are heavily based on the need of our students and graduates, and also the need of the community.
America Segura.
So tourism is truly a powerhouse in Corpus Christi.
Director of Communications with Visit Corpus Christi.
It's the second largest economic sector in our region.
Explains what those community needs are.
We have more than 28,000 jobs, from hotel staff to chefs, to our guides, event planners, and beyond.
Visit Corpus Christi is partnering with Del Mar for the career fair through their PATH program. That stands for Professions Across Tourism and Hospitality.
And this is designed to spotlight job opportunities across all levels of the industry, so anything from entry level to executive level.
And it's about more than just finding a job.
It's about building long-term careers in one of the most dynamic, people-driven industries out there, which is the tourism and hospitality industry.
But just how important is that industry here? Let's break it down. Corpus Christi sees more than 10 million visitors each year. Those visitors directly spend about $1.5 billion each year from tourism alone. And the money they spend goes right back to you. So far, they have 20 businesses on the list looking to fill some spots.
The Texas State Aquarium, Harrison's Landing, Dock Seafood and Steaks, a hospitality group at the American Bank Center.
Spots like?
There is management positions, different main chef positions, so customer service representatives, supervisor positions.
Those who attend should bring several resumes and dress professionally for any on-the-spot interviews. The job fair is on Wednesday, April 9th from 11:30 to 3 at Del Mar's Oso Creek campus. If you work in the hospitality industry and need more staffing, just contact Del Mar's Career Fair staff, and you can find more information by looking for my story on KrisTV.com. With your neighborhood news on the South Side, I'm Michaela Chavez at KRIS 6 News.
All right, let's take a look outside and see how the roadways are doing, because as you might imagine, it's a bit of a wet mess out there. The look on SPID, so you'll see a lot of that spray coming up behind the vehicles, so reduce your speed on the way home. You're going to have to, because we've got some slowdowns to report. If you're heading out to the island from downtown, it's about a 26-minute ride for you. 11 minutes over the Harbor Bridge back to Portland, and for our neighbors heading home to Calallen, you're going to find some rain there. Your drive time looking to be about 17 minutes. So as you head out, make sure you stay safe and you drive safe. More on this rain ahead. Hey there, good afternoon to you. Or I guess we're now in the evening commute as we see SPID looking really busy. I want to point out the spray behind the vehicles and some of the ponding. You can really see it over here in the center lane off SPID here, and all the spray in the opposite lane of travel. Yeah, you want to be careful out there. Reduce your speed. We don't want to hydroplane. It's most dangerous out on the roadways when we get a good drink of water after a long time of drought, and that's exactly what is unfolding here right now. So please be careful for that ride out and about if you have to be out. If you don't, just stay home, hang out, enjoy the cloudy, overcast, rainy vibes, right? We've got temperatures that really haven't moved much throughout today. We're hanging out in those upper 60s, lower 70s, and we've got rain across the board. That is reducing visibility in some areas, but overall, not too bad unless you're in Rockport, getting down to 2.5 miles of visibility on account of that rain coming down. So in case you're wondering, we're playing a little trivia here. When's the last time we've had this kind of rain? Well, the last time we had more than an inch of rain, more than an inch and a quarter, looking back at 2024, September 24th. Earlier that month, we had almost 3 inches, but we didn't get 3 inches or more. You have to go back to June of last summer, June 19th. And of course, that was when Tropical Storm Alberto lent us a lot of rain around the area. Going back to August of 2023, August 22nd, we had more than 4.5 inches, nearly 4 3/4. That was associated with Tropical Storm Harold. And going back to July 21st, July 8th of 2021, I should say. July 8th of 2021 is the last time we had more than 5.5 inches of rainfall in a single day. That was when Rockport flooded and had as much rain as Harvey had given them in one afternoon. It was one of those flash flood kind of days. So it's been a while since we've seen this kind of weather. And obviously we don't want all of the rain at once. That doesn't really help us, but that is what the sky is giving us right now, and beggars can't be choosers. We've been talking about this strong band of rain extending from the Gulf all the way out into the San Antonio area now, where you see the bright shades of yellow, orange, red. That's where the heaviest downpours are happening. And a lot of that in the past couple of hours has been focused in Bee County, southern Bee County. So looking closer at our Chris 6 Neighborhood Weather Network, we can dive in on what those reporting stations, our neighbors' weather stations, have been telling us about. A 1/2 inch of rain has fallen off Hilltop Road just today, and a lot of that was this afternoon. A 1/2 inch on the nose there for the reporting station in Beeville, and just shy of that off FM 504 for those rainfall totals. And as a result of the rain, temperatures are hanging out in those upper 60s, really haven't changed much at all. So with all this rain and more that is expected, we are under a flood warning through Friday at noon. So this is going to be the case as we head on into tomorrow. No real change, because look at the rain that is going to be coming through over the next couple of hours. We get a bit of a break overnight, more after midnight, so a wet commute. If you do have to be out tomorrow, please be careful and check back on the forecast, because we're just going to keep showing you rounds and rounds of rain coming through all the way on into Friday. And while we'll get a little bit of a break Thursday, there is more to come into the afternoon. So I'll step out of the way. Rain, of course, here through Friday. Some of that could bring flooding depending on where the heaviest showers are. Thunderstorms tomorrow, and then again Thursday night into Friday. Some of those could be severe. We're keeping an eye on it. And of course, wind is going to be an issue when these storms are passing through. So in case we didn't say it enough, the bullseye for the heaviest, wettest day of the week is going to be tomorrow. I'll show you more on the 7-day forecast coming up.
Neighbors know him as the Island Chess Man. I'm Erin Holly, your Padre Island neighborhood news reporter, and I'll introduce you to Phil, who some say is the king of chess around here.
Check. Mostly chess has been just pushing the pieces around. I didn't know anything about chess.
From not knowing anything about the game,
and the queen has to be on its color,
to becoming a master.
But one thing I love about teaching kids chess, when there's just like 2 or 3 of them, they love it. They love it, you know, they want to play and they're having fun.
Phil the chess man is no stranger to showing people the ropes.
I was a school teacher, middle school, for 32 years, most of it at CCISD. I taught 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade.
Since he retired, you can find him in this corner of the Starbucks on Padre Island, where he teaches different kinds of lessons.
You learned how to set. See, you already learned a lot.
I did. But it's about more than just the game.
Good game, wow.
To Phil.
His birthday wish, and this rocked my world. This 10-year-old boy, his birthday wish was to play Mr. Shaw chess.
It's pretty simple.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Phil uses his chess set to bond with strangers.
I could go someplace like here, and somebody sees my chessboard, and they come up and they want to play. And that's just great, meeting people from all different walks of life.
Most of the time, Phil's just looking for an opponent to play against. But parents can sign their kids up for a chess lesson with Mr. Shaw for $10.
My wife gets mad at me. She says, "You should charge more." And I said, "Look, I'm basically having fun here. I don't want to charge more."
Between all of the lessons and the matches,
I never lose. I either win or I learn.
But neighbors say Phil does win most of the time.
Okay, that's checkmate.
Checkmate. Well, that's the end of this game, but you can catch Phil at Starbucks on the island every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. On Padre Island, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Erin Holly, Chris 6 News.
All right, quick question for meteorologist Stephanie Lauber. I was looking at your maps earlier. It looked like most of the rainfall was inland. What about coastal rain?
Oh, we're all going to get our turn, Andy. It started earlier for the inland neighborhoods, which is why they've won the race today, but we have a lot more time to go. So let's take a look. Tomorrow's the bullseye. Well, you see that purple area. I think our northern neighborhoods are going to be the winners, but we're all winning with this because this is a multi-day event. We are all going to get very heavy rainfall. And while it's hard to pinpoint the exact specifics, this is going to be a win for everybody. Do not doubt the forecast because we've got rain through tonight, tomorrow, Friday, a few breaks in between, and we might even have one again on Tuesday. So this is an evolving forecast. Let's make sure we're staying up on the forecast. You can check out KrisTV.com/weather for the latest.
Of course, we need all that information we can get from all of our meteorologists. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 6.
Bye.